Hello everyone, welcome back to Sports Comedy. Curious Harry and Arun Food with me, Arnav and Hiren. And we're here to review Hyderabad FC versus Mumbai City FC 3-0 in favor of the table toppers. And I'll come straight to you. We spoke yesterday and we said no excuses. Mumbai had to get it done at Hyderabad today, and that's exactly what they did. But again, before we start talking about Mumbai, of course, and the title race, I just want to say Hyderabad again with the young squad they've got. I think they always give teams a run for their money, and they did create a few attacking chances. And it's nice to see that this young side is not just there to be beaten. They do sort of provide a fight, and they do provide a threat on the other side. Having said that, Mumbai City in the end, clinical Anava 3-0. What do you make of it?
Well, good evening, everyone. And Hyderabad, for me, just to add to the point that you said, it just sums up where Indian football stands, right? It's the finishing. If Hyderabad had better finishing, even Hyderabad could have been a contender for the top six. If they had an Indian striker or maybe two Indian strikers who did score a few goals, they could have, put pressure on the other teams. And if I look at it today, they started off well, had two early chances. But the longer the game started, Mumbai City showed its maturity despite a new formation. This is also interesting. Kiri out, Apuya out, Kroma in defensive midfield, Jakub playing in there as well, who signed the new striker. And good to see, especially Vikram and Changte after those performances for India, playing better. Even a Mehtab Singh, who's been criticized quite a bit in recent weeks for his performances for club and country, or more for club rather than country, doing well, scoring a goal. So from that perspective, good to see. But if there is one thing, then Mumbai City can only blame themselves that they didn't win 5-0, 6-0, maybe even 7-0 in the end. I think towards the end, they could have destroyed Hyderabad. Maybe getting one goal for Hyderabad, but Mumbai City should have scored a few more goals.
Yeah, I think I agree as well. If they had their opportunities, Bipin, of course, I think probably had the best of those opportunities. Should have scored.
Bipin could have had a hat trick towards the end,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
exactly.
Bipin was, and I don't understand why he was firing always too high. It's just like just aim.
हम्म
The
ग्राउंडेड शॉट कम लिया उसने.
huh. So yeah.
Surprising, but Hiren, 3-0 to Mumbai in the end. Fair result for you.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हेलो टू एवरीवन. आई थिंक फेयर रिजल्ट. आई थिंक अगर आप मुंबई सिटी के पर्सपेक्टिव से देखें तो सब कुछ उनके फेवर में चीजें गई है. दे वांट ए क्लीन शीट आपने रखा. ऑल इंडियन बैकलाइन के साथ खेल रहे थे. जैसे सर ने बोला कि फॉर्मेशन चेंज था, आपके कुछ की प्लेयर यहाँ पे नहीं थे अवेलेबल, तो उस सेंस में भी आई थिंक दैट्स द पॉजिटिव रिजल्ट इन दैट सेंस. अवे में आप खेल रहे थे, स्कोर है 3 goals. देयर कुड बी a few more goals, but I think overall I think it's a complete match for Mumbai City's perspective. And जैसे आपने बोला कि हैदराबाद created those few of the chances, and सर ने आई थिंक परफेक्टली समड अप किया कि जैसे उनका इस सीजन पूरा इश्यू वही रहा है. आप देखिए कि एक भी मैच आप ऐसा नहीं बोलेंगे कि वहां पे उन्होंने कंप्लीटली मतलब वो एकदम थ्रेस्ट हो गए हो कि यहाँ पे उनका कोई कुछ था ही नहीं. दे ऑलवेज बीन इन यू कैन से कि दैट क्रिएटिंग दैट स्कोरिंग अपॉर्चुनिटीज. बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली जैसे हमने नेशनल टीम पे भी देखा है, सर ने बोला जैसे कि भाई हमारी फिनिशिंग इज ऑलवेज बीन अ पुअर. एंड वही यहाँ पे अगर आप देखें कि अगर आपके पास आईएसएल में भी अगर फॉरेन आपके पास फॉरवर्ड प्लेयर नहीं है, तो आपके इंडियन प्लेयर भी स्ट्रगल करते हैं एंड दे कुडंट फिनिश दोस चांसेस. एंड वही हमें देखने को मिल रहा है. सो आई थिंक ये काफी ज्यादा मे बी यंगस्टर को लर्निंग्स मिला होगा, बट ग्रेट विन फॉर मुंबई सिटी एंड वेरी क्रूशियल विन इन टर्म्स ऑफ द सील्ड रेस. जैसे कल मोहन बगान ने पॉइंट ड्रॉप्स किए हैं. So next two match for Mumbai City is obviously against Odisha and Mohan Bagan. So that's also interesting matches. And Mumbai City की ओर से I think some of the positive जैसे सर ने मेंशन किया कि कुछ प्लेयर ऐसे थे कि जो अभी आउट ऑफ फॉर्म चल रहे थे, जैसे मेहता. I think गोल के आने के बाद they definitely get the confidence. Then you have a Koroma has a very good game I would say. जो नंबर 6 के रोल पे वो खेल रहे थे, but he has been brilliant. आई थिंक आज मिडफील्ड में उन्होंने बेहतरीन मेरे को लगा कि जिस तरह से वो रन बना रहे थे और जिस तरह से खेल रहे थे, इट्स बीन ब्रिलियंट. वालपुया लुक्स गुड. आकाश मिश्रा हैज बीन गुड इनफ आई वुड से. फ्रंट में आई थिंक विक्रम एंड चांगते जो मतलब नेशनल टीम का कहीं ना कहीं एक बात अच्छी है कि नेशनल टीम का जो परफॉर्मेंस आया उसका उतना उनके ऊपर इम्पैक्ट नहीं पड़ा है. कल भी हमने देखा लिस्टन इज ऑल्सो डूइंग ग्रेट. और नेशनल टीम का कुछ उनको फर्क पड़ा नहीं है. So that's the good for the club's perspective कि भाई चलो चाहे आप नेशनल टीम पे भले ही ऐसा मैच हार के आ रहे हो, but I think players are
But
in a good touch.
Hiren, would you say that Liston was great yesterday? I mean, he was all over. He, like national team, was shooting
एक एक
all over the place.
वो एक जो उसने गोल स्कोरिंग चांस बनाया वही वही that moment वो जो जॉनी काको को उन्होंने आई थिंक असिस्ट दिया बस वही बाकी तो सर देखिए लिस्टन कोलासो का वही दिक्कत है वो उसका इश्यू वही है कि वो बस आपको एक आध मोमेंट ऐसा प्रोड्यूस करके देगा बाकी वो मिसफायर ही करेगा दैट इज दिस टेंडेंसी यू कांट चेंज अभी तक तो वो चेंज नहीं कर पाया है एटलीस्ट जब तक मतलब पिछले दो सीजन में मैंने तो देखा है कि वो नहीं कर पाए कि भाई अपने आप को उस तरह से डिसीजन मेकिंग जो आप बोल रहे हो कि भाई जब शॉट लेना नहीं है तब आप हवा में मारते हो जब शॉट लेने की बारी आती है डिसीजन मेकिंग एंड सारी चीजें वो तो है सर इश्यू उनके साथ बट आई थिंक मुंबई के लिए आई थिंक
Bipin, perfect
हाँ
example, no? Today
परफेक्ट
was,
एग्जांपल हाँ
I mean, it's yeah, it just shows itself, right? That there are certain deficiencies. Maybe we're looking at them even more now after all the performances of the Indian team of the last 6 months. But it shows you the difference again, and you know the Chroma defensive midfield thought solid, you know, and a complete Indian backline. He didn't mention it. I thought that was very good, right? I mean, Valpuya has been, you know, one of the up and coming players for this team. I'm happy for Mehtab that he's after quite a while played a really good game. So at some stage he was more of an attacker than the defender sometimes. And yeah, and but it's good. It's for Mumbai City. It's very, very good, and I think it's going to be an uphill task for Mohun Bagan now to catch them.
आर्यन भाई जो बोल रहे हैं परेरा डियास का आई थिंक दैट्स आल्सो वेरी वेरी क्रूशियल बिकॉज परेरा डियास का फॉर्म में आना इस सीजन काफी ज्यादा इंजरी के और सस्पेंशन के चलते वो इन एंड आउट रहे हैं बिकॉज प्लेऑफ में आपको इस तरह के जो क्या बोलते हैं कि एक डिफरेंस मेकर प्लेयर है कि जो आपको मतलब मैच जब सामने फंसा है तो आपको वो गोल स्कोर करके दे सकते हैं तो आपको जैसे कि मैच में मान लीजिए कि आज तो आपने भर के चांस बनाए तो आपने 3 गोल स्कोर कर दिया बट अगर सामने टफ ओपोनेंट जैसे ओडिशा आ गया मोहन बगान आ गया या फिर प्लेऑफ में जैसे सेमीफाइनल में यू हैव अ टफ ओपोनेंट देन वो जो आपके कम स्कोरिंग चांसेस में भी आप बेट लगाना चाहोगे कि भाई परेरा डियास हैज टू बी इन अ गुड फॉर्म टू स्कोर दैट गोल्स एंड आई थिंक आज वो अच्छे रिदम में भी दिखा लास्ट में पेनल्टी से गोल भी आ गया तो वो भी एक अच्छी बात है तो आई थिंक दैट्स आल्सो वेरी वेरी क्रूशियल फॉर मुंबई सिटी ना कि सिर्फ शील्ड रेस के हिसाब से बट इन टर्म्स ऑफ दी यू कैन से कि आईएसएल प्लेऑफ मैचेस पर्सपेक्टिव
Just to answer Deepayan Ghosh's question, it was shifted from 14th to 15th because 14th is Bengali New Year, and there's also an IPL game between Kolkata Knight Riders and Lucknow Super Giants. So I think the understanding was from the police, we you know, even though one is Kolkata police, the other is Bidhannagар police. And of course, you've got Bengali New Year, therefore, you know, it was difficult to provide security to 2 games, and yeah, it was then decided to shift the ISL game to the 15th.
Just wanted to take this
and to add, Rahul, in very likelihood, these 2 teams will be the top 2 teams, so they're unlikely to feature in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th playoff game. So it means that, you know, it doesn't mean they have a day less rest. So that is also a factor. So therefore, you know, Mumbai City looks very unlikely to finish 3rd, but Mohun Bagan still can. But still, it looks likely that those 2 will be the top 2.
Yeah. And yeah, I just want to take this from Arnav as well. I think he makes a good point, which is that Hyderabad haven't been outplayed as such by any team like Northeast were last season. They've put in some really good performances, even with this young squad. And yeah, potential foreign signings could help them and boost their performance. If Hyderabad can get through the summer, Arnav, what do you think? Where are Hyderabad at the moment as a club? Do you think they will be there next season?
That's the first question. I mean, this investor talk has been going on for 3 years. I've not seen anything. They have been given a 2 transfer window bans by FIFA, so they can't bring in new players. I don't know if they can keep the young players because, again, at the moment, I'm hearing also that the salaries are still not being paid. That means, you know, even these young players could be moving out in the summer. I don't know with what Hyderabad's going to play. I mean, it's very sad, very tragic to see this. At the moment, but you know, the investor needs to come in. and needs to come in at the right time, because otherwise the question is, how are you going to rebuild? No? Of course, you have to pay off all the debts, player outstanding salaries, this, that, everything, and then start thinking about rebuilding and then ensuring. So therefore, for me, it's a question of how they're going to manage it overall.
And this match means that there's extra added pressure on Mohan Bagan, Hiren. You think they crumble and they lose points somewhere?
डेफिनेटली डेफिनेटली आई थिंक देखिए इस मैच के साथ क्या हुआ कि अगर मान लीजिए कि मुंबई सिटी ओडिशा के सामने ड्रॉ भी करता है दैट डजंट मीन कि मोहन बगान हैज अपर हैंड because still Mumbai City can easily win the you can say ki, shield if you see in terms of the point wise. So I think that's give them extra you can say a little bit breather Mumbai City to you can say ki not win all the matches if in that terms. But I think definitely they will go for that you can say Odisha win to you can say ki keep mounting that pressure on Mohan Bagan. And कल I think जिस तरह से मोहन बगान ने वो point lose किए I think that was a really crucial moment in terms of the shield race I would say. No doubt last match will be a decider in terms of the official you would say ki who will be the winner, but I think that was a crucial point.
Hiren, do you think that? Because if Mumbai City beat Odisha now and Mohun Bagan draw one of their matches, it's khatam.
Then khatam. Mohun Bagan I think away game against Punjab and Bengaluru. Two away games, whereas मुंबई सिटी का एक ही अवे गेम है आपका ये मोहन बगान वाला एक आपका ओडिशा वाला होम गेम है सो आई थिंक इट्स नाउ प्रेशर इज ऑन मोहन बगान दे नीड टू डिलीवर simple as that. And Punjab FC and BFC are also fighting for that 6-4, so it's not going to be easy at all. Just like कि हैदराबाद आज देखिए उनके लिए कोई सच यहाँ पे कोई आप बोल सकते कि दाव पे लगा नहीं हुआ था. They just now you can say कि playing this ISL and gaining a experience in terms of that. अगर आप उस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखें तो वो जो आपको एक इंटेंसिटी बीएफसी की एंड क्या बोलते हैं पंजाब की आई थिंक मेरे को लगता है कि ज्यादा होगी कंपेयर टू अगर आप कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस भी ऑब्वियसली आई थिंक ज्यादा होगी. जिस तरह से पंजाब एफसी के पास प्लेयर्स है हमने देखा है पर्टिकुलरली सेकंड हाफ में जिस तरह से वो खेलते हैं इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी इजी एट ऑल. एंड बीएफसी आई थिंक BFC के केस में I think would be interesting, but BFC also playing at Kantirwa, so I think that also makes it difficult for Mohan Bagan to get a 3 point from there. So now they have to be on you can say the top of their game, simple as that, and they have to win all the 3 games. Nothing less than that. That means your still race is officially over. Simple as that. So that is the you can say the way for the Mohan Bagan Super Giants.
It's going to be tricky for them. We've already spoken about it. They've got Punjab as well, which, like Kiran mentioned, an away game is not going to be easy. But yeah, I just want to talk about the goals as well. Composed finish from Chante, and I saw somewhere in the comments what happens in the national team, but for Mumbai at least.
But that counter was class. I mean, that was real class. That Vikram found Chante and the coolness of Chante in the finish. I mean. Hyderabad has a very young team, but you have still Kati in the goal, and Kati is an experienced goalkeeper. So that was from an Indian footballer's perspective, one of the best goals of the season. To actually create that counter, and I think a lot has been said in the last few weeks, and we've spoken about it as well a lot about what is happening in and around the national team. It's the 1st of April, so let's not get into that. We've had enough negativity on the national team. Let's talk about the good game.
But sir, that surprised me. मतलब most की आप देखिए एक वीक के अंदर प्लेयर यही प्लेयर before the national team Vikram Chante and all the other clubs player are firing. Now same player are doing also great. लिस्टन की हमने बात की चलो पूरे मैच में था लेकिन उसने फिर भी वो आपको मोमेंट प्रोड्यूस करके दे दिया. हाँ बेटर कंपेयर टू. तो मैं वही सरप्राइज हूँ कि आप देखिए कि सेम प्लेयर आप देखिए कि क्रिएटिंग बेटर डिसीजन मेकिंग बेटर शॉट टेकिंग बेटर यू कैन से कि बॉल होल्डिंग एवरीथिंग इज डूइंग बेटर कंपेयर टू नेशनल टीम. एंड नेशनल टीम में लग रहा था कि दे डिडंट नो सिंगल थिंग अबाउट फुटबॉल. Single thing.
But that is one. But see, I'll add one more point to this. Watch Mohun Bagan yesterday. Yoni Kauko goes out. Mohun Bagan lose complete control of the midfield. Complete control. Right. So sometimes it's very, very close. I think if you see, I felt today, Mohun Bagan to me, I was talking to a common friend of ours who you also know yesterday, who's a big Mohun Bagan fan. who said, you know what, the team towards the end looked tired. And compare it to that to Mumbai City, where you thought, you looked at it, they are in the hunt. They want to defend their title. It's also a mentality thing. The importance of the coach. Mohan Bagan yesterday also lost because Habas was not there. So I think we even more need to understand that Steamach is a liability for the Indian football team, because yes, they're not the best in the world, but the players are not as bad as they're playing for the national team. Because if you give them the tools, if you tell them, play here, play there, do this, there is no structure in the Indian football team. That is these last 2 days have just proven it. Simple thing.
एक चीज सर मैं इसमें ऐड करना चाहूंगा. आज अगर आप देखेंगे तो मुंबई ने 3 फॉरेनर के साथ स्टार्ट किया था. इट्स नॉट लाइक कि दे गोन विद द 4 फॉरेनर्स. एंड अगर आप अब इससे पहले भी मुंबई सिटी ने इस सीजन आई थिंक चैंपियंस लीग में भी और आईएसएल में भी एक बार आई थिंक ऑल फॉरेनर्स के साथ, ऑल इंडियन के साथ खेला है. बट एक स्ट्रक्चर आपको देखने को मिलता है. आई कंप्लीटली एग्री कि जब फॉरेनर होता है तो उसके अराउंड ही मोस्ट ऑफ द टीम का जो वर्क रेट आता है, वो सारी चीजें आती है, एफिशिएंसी, एवरीथिंग इज विद देयर. बट अगर आप इंडियन प्लेयर के साथ भी खेलते हो तो चाहे उतनी एफिशिएंसी ना मिले, लेकिन वो एक स्ट्रक्चर तो दिखता ही है आपको. सिंपल सी बात वो है कि आपको एक वो दिखता है कि आप एक क्लियर कट प्लान है, चाहे उसमें प्लेयर कितना इफेक्टिव हो वो बात की बात है. बट नेशनल टीम में आपने जो बात बोली बिल्कुल सही है कि वही नहीं देखने को मिलता. चाहे भले ही आपके पास क्वालिटी डिफेंसिव मिडफील्डर नहीं है, अटैकिंग मिडफील्डर नहीं है, फॉरेनर की जो सारी चीजें कंट्रोल करे, बट एक स्ट्रक्चर तो दिखना चाहिए ना कि हाँ भाई आप इस तरह से आप गेम प्लान लेके जा रहे हो.
And there's some points which I see in the chat. Again, Amal I think is right in saying, the number 9 position, with Sunil being there, and then or whoever is there passing it on, and Aman saying the confidence of being surrounded by foreigners. Exactly, we've spoken about it. I mean, an experienced Chroma in midfield. Jakub coming in, I was impressed for someone playing 60 minutes who has no experience under these conditions. It's warm and hot for him coming out of cold Europe. And of course, Pereira Diaz. For him, I think the most important, even if it was a penalty, for Pereira Diaz to score this goal is going to be worth a lot, I think, for Mumbai City going forward. So therefore, for me, I have to say, and I said it yesterday, Rahul, whatever happens, but looking at this season, that everything that has happened at Mumbai City, I know a lot has happened at other clubs as well, but this club has never moaned about anything. I'm very, very happy about how my old club has showcased themselves. The players misbehaved. You got rid of the players. Other clubs retained their players, So therefore, hats off to what Mumbai City has done this season. And they deserve it. At the end of the day, I think they deserve to win the Shield again. Period.
Yep. Mumbai missed a lot of chances. Raj Singh should have easily scored 6-7. Yeah, absolutely. They did have their fair share of chances as well that they could have scored from. And like Arnav mentioned, I think, at the end of the day, it's just such a professional place. I think it's an example for a lot of Indian clubs.
And another thing, Rahul, to add is, again, and this shows you, you need to create the environment for the players to be able to perform, which we do not have around.
That is most important thing.
We don't have it.
That is the most important thing.
And that is something, for me, that is something which I've been feeling for a while. So therefore, nice one from Rachit. So Rahul, the pressure on you is rising. But jokes apart, I think for Mumbai City to do what the club thinks is right, and to stand up for certain positive values in football. And it's not just about in this ISL, but in generally, what the vision and the idea was 10 years ago. I'm very, very happy to have been a small part in this whole thing when it started. So therefore, that's the right. A lot of clubs can learn from this. Forget the money part and all of that stuff. People say of that. But I think you have to have certain values and ethics in football. And it's not just an Indian football thing, but around the world. A lot of clubs don't have that. You can criticize the Man City and all the other clubs and the owners and whatever. But they bring something to football which is very, very important. And that is something which Mumbai City shows.
Exactly, Hiren. And I just want to move to Hyderabad. what do they take away from this season? Because it's been such a mixed bag for them, and I know they've had a lot of hard times during the course of the season. But what do they take away from the season?
एक एक चीज सिंपल से टेक अवे करनी है कि कभी भी जो इन्होंने अभी गलती की है, जो भी गलती की है, कि कभी भी फाइनेंशियली इतने मेस्ड अप नहीं होना है। सिंपल सी बात वो है। बिकॉज देखिए फुटबॉलिंग एस्पेक्ट में अभी मैं 6 बजे लाइव किया तब भी मैंने वही बोला था कि कोई क्लब हो या फिर कोई फेडरेशन हो, फुटबॉलिंग एस्पेक्ट अगर आपके फेल हो जाते हैं तो फिर भी जस्टिफाइबल है वो, मतलब चलो पार्ट एंड पार्सल है कि भाई कभी आप सही चीजें करते हो फिर भी आपको सक्सेस नहीं आ सकता था। बट इफ यू फेल ऑन द अदर साइड, आई थिंक ऑन द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन एंड ऑल दी अदर फैक्टर की जहाँ पे आप अब देखिए कि बाकी लोगों का प्लेयर का तो फिर भी समझ में आए, बाकी लोगों का सैलरी ना देना। जैसे फेडरेशन में मैंने बोला कि आप अब देखिए कि इस तरह के आपके ये दूसरा तीसरा ऐसा यहाँ पे कैसे कि जहाँ पे इस तरह की चीजें हो रही है और उसमें भी आपका रिएक्ट ना करना एंड उसको यहाँ पे सिर्फ कमेटी बना के आगे फॉरवर्ड करते जाना। इस केस में भी ये लोग बोल रहे कि जैसे सर ने बोला 3 साल से तो हम सुन रहे हैं कि इन्वेस्टर आ रहा है आ रहा है। सो आई थिंक दैट इज मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट थिंग फॉर एनी क्लब। जो सर ने बोला एथिक्स की बात की, आपको ये समझना कि फुटबॉल में देखिए विक्ट्री और आपको टाइटल जीतेंगे, आप कभी लास्ट में फिनिश करेंगे, कभी रेलीगेट होंगे, वो सारी चीजें तो चलती रहेगी। बट आपकी जो एक इंस्टीट्यूशन है उसको आप किस तरह से आप रन करना चाहते हो, उसकी क्या वैल्यूज रखना चाहते हो, दैट इज मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट। तो फॉर मी आई थिंक द बिगेस्ट लर्निंग फॉर हैदराबाद कि नेवर गेट इनटू दिस सिचुएशन अगेन एंड कैसे करके इसको बाहर निकला जाए एंड फिर से एक यहाँ पे नॉर्मल क्लब की तरह यहाँ पे किया जाए आगे फॉरवर्ड। वो मेरे हिसाब से पहला उनका प्रायोरिटी होना चाहिए रादर देन कि भाई नेक्स्ट सीजन हमें सील जीत जाना है, नेक्स्ट सीजन प्लेऑफ में जाना है, नेक्स्ट सीजन ये कर लेना है। आई थिंक दिस इज मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट थिंग।
Otherwise, the title race over.
No, it's not over. I mean, I mean that's something which you've learned this season, that anything is possible. The only thing for me is what I've learned this season. That if you don't have the points on the board and you still do your calculation, it's not going to work. We've seen that from the start. With Goa, Blasters, Odisha, Mohun
Odisha.
Bagan, all these clubs, less matches. Mumbai City as well. Mumbai City is the one which calmly, quietly has worked its way up. So that's good to see. Who would have thought yesterday that Chennai could do what they did yesterday, going to Kolkata and playing their best match of the season so far, and being deserving winners against Mohun Bagan. And beating Mohun Bagan is not easy. They are with Mumbai City. Mohun Bagan is the best club in India at the moment, period. But this is I mean, I saw the post-match press conference and I felt it was vintage Owen Coyle, who's I don't know, maybe he's gotten finally into heads of the players, maybe a little too late, but so therefore to me is the top 6 race is, I mean, even more now the title race is a little decided in the sense of, it's between 2 teams, but top 6, tomorrow Punjab play Odisha and it's crazy. I mean, I think Kerala Blasters are quite happy that they have had so many points, from the first half of the season. Otherwise, even the Blasters might have come into two match days more and maybe the Blasters would have fallen out of the top 6,
6 exactly. Still sir, यहाँ पे क्या बोलते हैं कि पंजाब एंड चेन्नई कैन गेट इनटू द 30 पॉइंट if they won all their remaining matches. They can get a 30 point, and Kerala Blasters lose all their matches, they are on a 30 point.
I think Kerala didn't already games at 29, right? Or 30,
no, they've got 30. It's actually interesting.
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
But that can be possible, sir. Yeah, if you see Kerala Blasters record, they can lose 3 back-to-back matches. It's not like ऐसा नहीं हो सकता.
But my question would be, what are the head-to-head record between Blasters and Chennai and Blasters and Punjab?
Chennai.
That would be
Blaster को चेन्नई ने हराया है. Blaster को चेन्नई ने हराया है.
Oh, home match was 1-0 and the away was drawn, 2-2, I think.
2-2, draw, yes.
And
पंजाब के सामने भी, पंजाब के सामने शायद इन लोगों ने 5-0 का ऐसा कुछ विन दिया था, वो बड़ा विन आया था एक शायद.
No, but see, the point to me is very simple. Is you've seen again, the 2 clubs who've had the biggest changes, but didn't speak about. Juan Fernando was a little, but you've not heard it from Havas, you've not heard it from Peter Kratky. And the others were moaning, starting with Manolo in fourth, Kerala Blasters, and all the other clubs, or most of the clubs, have been more. Even Punjab FC, Sykos has not been moaning about his things, right? So therefore, I think if you just focus on your work and try and get the best out of your team, I think that's the best that you can, or you should be doing. I think that would be my friendly advice to the coaches. I understand that, equations change when this player comes, players goes, this, that, everything. But if you focus on what you have and try to get the best out of those players, I think that's better than you're saying, I lost this player, I lost that player. I've had bad luck with this. The travel is a problem. This is a problem. That is a problem. If we've got so many problems, then I jokingly would say some of these coaches, why are you there? Honest question. Why are you there? You know that India is not, it's not Europe, and India has its own set of problems, own set of issues. So therefore, I'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, somebody in the chat is also asking. Let me just go there. If you guys give East Bengal a chance to finish in the top 6.
For me, no.
Yeah, Hiren saying no. Yeah, Arnav also saying no. Yeah, it looks tough for them. Really tough for them.
I think East Bengal the same problem, no? Carlos Kotak to me has been moaning about everything, and the referee, and every time the referees are to be blamed rather than focusing on his things, right? And East Bengal, to me, as good as they were in the cup tournaments, they were the football was negative to me, too defensive, right? And you were lucky that there were certain matches, be it against Goa, be it against Mumbai City, which you lost 1-0, where you could have lost 3, 4, 5, 6-0. And that is East Bengal to me was actually more negative than the way Hyderabad was playing its football. I think Hyderabad played more positive football than a lot of teams above them. They just didn't get the results. Very simple.
Yeah, I think they've done enough to show. East Bengal is just way too defensive. I think they barely come out, and yeah.
So Carton Story says others buy top players, but KBFC develop players. Yes, Mohun Bagan and Mumbai City buy players, but they also develop players. That's it's a combination of both. Yeah. So that is to me, I think, the difference. If you see FC Goa has done that as well. Odisha this season, doing it as well. Most of the teams are, trying to develop some sort of players. The question to me is that the players that you're developing, because I also look at the Indian team, can they be good enough for international football? Do they have the technical abilities, the basics, the physical attributes to go to play international football? And Hyderabad to me is, if I see Rabi, Chote, these guys, yeah, they most probably can reach the top of Indian football, but can they really play international football? There I have my doubts.
Yeah, absolutely. Hiren,
I think Icon Loan, I still go back to development. Kian Nasiri is a Mohun Bagan development. Abhishek Suryavanshi, who's playing at the moment, is a Mohun Bagan development, right? So don't say, Dipendu Biswas at the back as well. Of course, not all of these kids will get a chance to really develop to something to that, right? But the point is that these clubs have also developed players. So it's not just, of course, they buy costly players. Abhishek Suryavanshi is playing for Mohun Bagan instead, potentially, of an Anirudh Thapa, right? And Rachit is mentioning the players that Mumbai City has developed over the years. I mean, Bipin Singh, to me, good example, was playing at 80K, was one of those players on the bench, has developed into one of the best, right? So to me is Vikram, yes, Purba Lechempa, one of our best at the moment. Even Mehtab Singh, from where he was at East Bengal, even Rahul Beke, to the level, still they do their mistakes. But all these players have developed and evolved. And that's the thing, you should give credit to the clubs,
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. I think every team has developed a certain set of players. Even when I come to BFC, I see quite a few youngsters from the academy coming through, playing for the senior team. We've seen Robin Yadav this year. We've seen Fanai come through as well. Shiva Shakti has played,
और
has evolved as a player. So yeah.
एक नहीं राहुल, एक चीज और है कि नो डाउट आईएसएल क्लब्स को अपने एकेडमी से प्लेयर आने चाहिए, सारी हम सब भी चाहते हैं। एंड बट ये ऐसा नहीं होगा कि सारे प्लेयर पे आपके वहां से आएंगे, और ऐसा भी नहीं होगा कि हर सीजन आपको प्लेयर वहां से निकलते हुए दिखेंगे। इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट भाई कि हमारे पास उतना ज्यादा भी टैलेंट वहां से आ रहा है। और देखिए आईएसएल के क्लब्स की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, आई एग्री, उनके पास वो एकेडमीज होनी चाहिए, सारी चीजें होनी चाहिए। बट आपको ये भी देखना पड़ेगा कि आप देखिए अगर ऑल ओवर दी वर्ल्ड भी जिस तरह स्ट्रक्चर है कि भाई यू नीड ए मोर एकेडमीज ऑल्सो, कि जहां से भाई प्लेयर यहाँ पे क्या बोलते हैं कि सप्लाई हो। इट्स नॉट लाइक जस्ट कि आईएसएल क्लब्स कोई ही एकेडमी से प्लेयर आना चाहिए। देयर नीड्स टू बी ए लॉट मोर एकेडमीज, एंड वहां से प्लेयर सप्लाई होनी चाहिए। आप देखिए यूरोप में भी प्लेयर, सारे प्लेयर थोड़ी ना वहां से होते हैं, दे आल्सो ब्रिंग प्लेयर्स फ्रॉम द यू कैन से कि साउथ अमेरिकन मार्केट। एंड उनकी एकेडमी से सारे प्लेयर नहीं होते। आप देखिए उनकी अगर कंट्री की भी बाकी एकेडमीज, बाकी क्लब की एकेडमी से वहां से भी वो प्लेयर उठाते हैं। तो हमारे यहाँ पे जितनी ज्यादा बेटर बाकी एकेडमीज होंगी वो भी फायदेमंद है। ऐसा नहीं है कि सारे प्लेयर आपको क्लब की एकेडमी से ही मिलेंगे। यू विल गेट ए वन और टू प्लेयर मे बी एक दो सीजन में आपको ऐसा मिलेगा, अगर उनको चांस मिलेगा। तो ये भी एक सिनारियो है, ऐसा नहीं है कि सारे प्लेयर आपको वहीं से मिल जाएंगे।
Exactly, absolutely right. I think Anava, coming to tomorrow's game.
One thing I have to say, because I've been getting a lot of messages across the day, especially WhatsApps, and I've seen people also asking here on the chat. Today is the 1st of April, and a certain Igor Stimac, until this moment at least, is still India coach, just as an info. Because there's been a lot of confusion about this topic, because there have been some pranks on this. Again, I love April's Fools, but I think the situation in Indian football is so dire, so bad at the moment.
But sir,
I don't do a joke on this. Sorry, this is not a joke.
Exactly.
This is not a jokeable offense, and people are still defending the jokes.
नहीं, मैंने भी सुबह जब मॉर्निंग वाला वीडियो बनाया था, मैंने भी सोचा था कि ऐसा टाइटल रखूं कि एएफएफ से ईगो मैच। बट मैंने वही सोचा कि ऑलरेडी भाई इतने फेक न्यूज आते हैं और लोगों को फालतू में ये लोग क्या बोलते हैं, और रखते तो व्यूज भी आ जाते, वो वाली दिक्कत नहीं थी। फोटो लगा देते कि ईगो मैच सेट एंड आपका वो लगते थे आते। बट मैंने सोचा यार ऑलरेडी लोग इतने परेशान है, फालतू में ऐसा एक मजाक करके क्या फायदा। एंड दूसरी चीज ये है कि आप देखिए कि इंडियन फुटबॉल हर पूरे 365 डे अप्रैल फुल मोड में ही है। कभी एएफएफ हमारा फुल बनाता है, कभी कोच एक्सक्यूज देके बनाता है, कभी प्लेयर ऐसी परफॉर्मेंस देके बनाता है। तो वी आर इन 365 डे इन फुल मोड। सो कोई नई चीज होनी नहीं चाहिए हमारे लिए कि आज अप्रैल फुल है तो सारी चीजें हो।
I think Hiren, you've summed it up perfectly, because to me we have so many problems, and and April Fools is, you can play a lot of things, you can make a lot of jokes and all, but this was, to me, is not a joke, and I mean, the best one I saw was, and people believed it, that Emirates Airlines is building a tower for, I think, 300 something stories, and the tower will have its own runway for 380 Airbus, and people believed it. I think like, hey, that thing is going to be like 2 kilometers in the sky, and up there they're going to build a runway. Anyway, let's therefore it's some funny ones, right? So let's see what happens.
एक राहुल, सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट, चेतन भाई, आई लीग 2 के बारे में क्या बताना भाई? 8 मैचेस हो चुके हैं। बेंगलुरु यूनाइटेड एंड आपके क्या बोलते हैं कि एससी बेंगलुरु आर लुकिंग फेवरेट्स टू क्वालिफाई फॉर आई लीग एट द मोमेंट। अभी भी 6 मैचेस बचे हैं। डेम्पो हैज अ चांस, 4 पॉइंट बिहाइंड है। So let's see they can catch up in this remaining 6 matches. Otherwise, 2 Bengaluru clubs will play in I-League next season. So 6 crucial matches is coming up in next 20 to 20 in this month, April. So at the moment, I think Bengaluru United, for me, I think is definitely going to qualify, and SC Bengaluru is also looking strong, right?
But I still think I would still bet on Dempo rather than SC Bengaluru. But again, I might be wrong. I think Dempo is just gaining its form, and Samir Nayak and all these boys have the potential.
It's good to have one from Goa and one from Bengaluru.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. I think that would be the good mix, bringing in and bringing back a former champion, right? I mean, Dempo is a record I-League champions, so therefore that would also be a good thing for Indian football.
Yep. And I just see another comment: Hyderabad young players from Tony Creation saying technically good, they just need a good coach. Yeah, potentially, and I think
If they were technically really as good as we think, and they were, decision making, all other aspects were good, right? They have potential. I would say Hyderabad, a lot of these boys have potential, but can they go the next level? I mean, towards the end, Alex Saji, who's been praised by a lot of people, was just throwing his body in. That was his plan. I was just throw my body everywhere and hope that, and Mumbai City's finishing was so bad that they actually hit him. That was his saving grace. He was exposed X number of times. Yesterday, someone was asking if Alex Saji should be playing for India. So therefore, we need to be clear about this as players with potential. Doesn't mean to me that they will directly be able to play at a high level.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
that's the only thing.
राहुल
Yeah.
दो कमेंट यहाँ पे है. एक तो गौरव भाई बोल रहे कि अंडर 17 और अंडर 19 का कुछ नहीं भाई, सीनियर टीम का ये लोग कुछ नहीं कर पा रहे, तो भाई अंडर 17 अंडर 19 क्या करेंगे. अब देखिए वुमेन्स की फीफा विंडो है अभी और बाकी कंट्रीज मैचेस खेल रहे हैं, हमारी वुमेन्स टीम कुछ नहीं कर रही. दूसरा आपका एक क्वेश्चन है रिगार्डिंग द पंजाब अटैक टू ट्राई डिस्ट्रॉय मोहन बगान डिफेंस. भाई पंजाब ट्रायो इज कैन डिस्ट्रॉय एनी डिफेंस ऑफ द रिमेनिंग गाइस, not only Mohan Bagan, any defense.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, no, I want to come to you about Punjab. They're playing Odisha tomorrow, so it's a big game again for both teams. No, I'm just looking at how Odisha are looking at this game. How are they looking at this now? Because the title is sort of gone for them. It is gone. Let's just be honest about it. But what are they looking and saying? Are they going to give opportunities to kids or players who haven't gotten minutes, or are they saying keep everyone fresh, as in keep everyone match ready for the playoffs? How are they going to sort of approach these last 3 games?
I think Odisha needs to look at how are they gonna recover before the playoffs. It looks unlikely that they will finish in the top 2, which means that they need to play, in that 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th playoff game. So, I think for them it's to ensure 3rd place, which gives them advantage that they sort of play the weakest team, which would be the 6th place team. I think that's an advantage rather than, turning 4th, finishing 4th, and then having to play most likely the Blasters. So therefore, for me, that would be the thing. And again, if I look at Odisha yesterday, Odisha BFC was a weird one, right? Initially, I thought, okay, Odisha had the better of the exchange, and the longer it lasted, I thought, okay, BFC might nick the game somehow, right? At least I thought that the Saturday that might have been an opportunity. Sorry, not yesterday, Saturday. Yeah. And so for me is and Punjab have to play for something. I think Punjab now, it'll be interesting to see, because Punjab for the first time is really under pressure to perform, because they now have a goal, have an aim, right, for this season. So therefore, really interesting to see. And for me, it's very, very clear that it'll be interesting to see how they finish the season, both of them.
Hiren, do you see Odisha sort of resting their big guys, probably like Emma Jahus and potentially Murtala Falls, all these, the main guys? You see them getting a rest, Puteya potentially?
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल गौरव चक्रवर्ती भाई, मैं उसका आंसर दे दूं. आपको भाई किसी ने फूल बना दिया है. आप न्यूज ठीक से चेक करा करो भाई कि कौन सा रिलायबल न्यूज है, कौन सा नहीं है. वुमेन्स टीम भाई इस फीफा विंडो में 1 अप्रैल से जो है विंडो स्टार्ट हुआ है, यानी कि आज से, उसमें कोई इंटरनेशनल मैचेस नहीं खेल रही है. तो पहले आप ये चेक करो भाई कि कहाँ से न्यूज आ रही है, कितनी रिलायबल है, ऑफिशियल है कि नहीं है, वो चेक कर लो. किसी ने आपको फूल बना दिया है कि भाई हमारी वुमेन्स टीम खेल रही है, अगर आप ऐसा बोल रहे हो कि भाई है. दूसरा, आपने राहुल बोला कि रेस्ट, तो आई डोंट थिंक सो. कि मेरे को टू बी ऑनेस्ट ओडिशा का मतलब वो आई थिंक जो फर्स्ट हाफ में और जो कुछ मैचेस में उनकी ओर से जो अटैकिंग थ्रेट दिखता था, अभी वो कहीं ना कहीं मेरे को लगता है कि थोड़ा सा वो यहाँ पे यूनिडायरेक्शनल ज्यादा हो गई, कि उनके पास उतने ज्यादा मतलब वेराइटी, अगर सामने की टीम थोड़ा सा बेटर उसके साथ आती है प्लानिंग के साथ, तो उनके पास ज्यादा ऑप्शन नहीं दिखते उस सेंस में. एंड एक चीज मेरे को लगती है कि उनकी बेंच स्ट्रेंथ भी कंपेरेटिव टू, अगर आप मोहन बगान एंड मुंबई सिटी से कंपेयर करेंगे, तो आई थिंक थोड़ा सा मेरे को उस सेंस में वीक दिखती है. आई थिंक दैट इज द टू इश्यू. एंड I think rather than benching those players, I think आप उसके minutes adjust कीजिए rather than benching at all, because I think you need a player in form in playoff. I would not go with कि भाई, I think मुंबई सिटी ने लास्ट सीजन जो गलती की थी, मेरे को लगता है कि एट द एंड उन्होंने प्लेयरों को, आप देखिए कि पहले ही वो टाइटल विन कर चुके थे, प्लेयरों को रेस्ट देना चालू कर दिया, और वो आपको जो क्या बोलते हैं कि जो इफेक्टिवनेस है और वो जो है वो आपको नहीं दिखी फिर प्लेऑफ में मुंबई सिटी की ओर से, और उसी का खामियाजा उन्होंने भुगता वहां। आई थिंक आई डोंट वांट प्लेयर कि भाई आप डेफिनेटली मिनट्स एडजस्ट कीजिए कि भाई आप अहमद जाऊ को मे बी 60 मिनट खिलाइए, एंड उस तरह से आप उनके मिनट्स एडजस्ट कर सकते हो, बट रादर देन गिविंग इट कंप्लीटली रेस्ट, आई वुड नॉट गो विद इट।
Yeah, I think, and Rachit also making an important point. They're not officially out of the Shield race, because if they win their last 3 games and Mumbai lose their final 2, they can still finish above Mumbai. So, given that, although it's a 2%, 3% chance, yeah, there is a chance. So they probably play their best squad. Um, yeah, I don't know how are Punjab going to approach this game, because if they win tomorrow, the prize is big because they end up 6th, at least for the time being.
For Punjab, it's a huge opportunity. Again, I think Punjab is impressed one and all, because I think a lot of people said they will finish last, and I said at the start again that they have a good bunch of foreigners, brought in some of their Indian players, brought in some Indian players from ISL and I League, and did some good readjustment in the winter as well. And also, interestingly, initially, playing with a foreign keeper and then, only playing with 3 outfield players, they realized we can't do that, so therefore they changed that as well. So therefore, they've done well. Mehdi Talal, the find of the season, I would say, in the Indian Super League this year. But also, I said 2 years. I remember I did in comms when Luka Machin was still at Gokulam Kerala. That's a player who actually should go into the ISL. And I'm surprised that Wilmer Jordan wasn't picked up by anyone else. I thought he did well when he came to Northeast. So these guys are clinical. So yeah, one of the best attacks in the league. Period.
Absolutely, and now on the day they can sort of spring a surprise. Or I think now you've just come to expect it from Punjab that they're going to provide a really good threat on the attack. Hiren, your predictions for this one?
I'm going with the 2-1 victory for Punjab FC. I think they will beat Odisha.
Okay. No, because I think that's a fairly bold prediction, because Punjab are away from home. Although I think Punjab at the moment are the better team.
I think that's what I think. Odisha are tired. I felt that against BFC, and Ahmed Jawu as their key player is fasting. I think that should also not be forgotten. That is a player with a problem with certain players. So for me, I would most probably 2-1, maybe even a 3-1 for Punjab FC going away, because I think if they can fire, they can. Scoring 2-3 goals for them is possible.
Yeah, it does look like the mood is.
नहीं सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट राहुल भाई, गौरव भाई, ये बात आपकी सही है कि भाई उन लोगों को तो सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं भाई इस विंडो में। हाँ, ये बात आपकी सही है कि दीपक शर्मा जैसे बंदों को सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, तो वो सही है भाई इस सेंस में। मैंने सोचा आप बोल रहे हो कि भाई वुमेन्स के प्ले मैचेस ये लोग ऑर्गेनाइज कर रहे हैं।
But yeah, Econ alone was saying draw Punjab FC might decay. Overall, it does look like people are favoring sort of Punjab over Odisha. Odisha haven't been great of late. So it's going to be interesting, because it's crucial that even Odisha pick up a few wins before they head into the playoffs. Gives them some confidence, gives them some rhythm going into that crucial playoff game. But yeah, it does look heavily in favor of Punjab. But thanks everyone for joining us today in the chat. This was our Hyderabad FC versus Mumbai City post-match review, and yeah, we've got some exciting ISL action to look forward to tomorrow as well. So yeah, tune in tomorrow night and catch us live. Please do like and share these videos, subscribe to our channels.
Sorry Rahul, last में मैं बोलना चाहूँगा, when Aruna sir's 1K and my 10K will be done, then you will hear a good news about Indian football. Till then, take care guys. Okay. Bye, good night.
Good night everyone.
Good night guys.